Desperate Housewives. Two little words that introduce these 5 women to their fabulous life.
I think it's great.
From their astonishing overnight success stories.
Going from Miss Corpus Christi to #1 on the Maxim Hot 100 list is certainly a huge jump.
To the lavish beauty treatments that keep these 40-somethings looking 20-something.
Teri's getting monthly shipments of postnatal cow milk, and then she puts it on her face.
Oh, damn.
To even the harem of Hollywood hunks who worship them.
They're like hot, horny little teenagers.
I like to go, you, I want you. Now, come and get me.
She's sexy.
Believe us, every inch of their lives is scorching hot. Even their workouts.
There's no machines except for this lovely pole.
Yes, the ladies from Wisteria Lane are on Easy Street.
That's fabulous.
We couldn't have said it better ourselves. This is the fabulous life of the women of Desperate Housewives. The average American housewife. She maintains a 2,200 square foot, 3-bedroom suburban home. Cooks an average of 4.6 meals a week for her husband and plays chauffeur to her 2.1 kids. But the Desperate Housewives? These ladies are anything but average.
It's been a huge breakout year for all 5 of them. Eva Longoria, Teri, Marcia, Felicity, Huffman, and Nicolette, Sheridan.
Eva, right here, please! They have the #1 show in America. Millions and millions and millions of people are obsessed with them. They have the ultimate life. I think it's great.
Sure she does. But before the Desperate Housewives hit the airwaves in 2004, it was a whole other story.
These Desperate Housewives, up until very recently, were very desperate actresses who came really close to being has-beens.
Yeah, but the success of Desperate Housewives turned these Hollywood has-beens into it girls in a hurry. Take Eva Longoria. She plays the sexiest Desperate Housewife, Gabrielle Solis. But before that, the hottest thing that had happened to Eva's career was getting crowned 1998's Miss Corpus Christi and landing a recurring role in the daytime soap, The Young and the Restless.
Eva Longoria was living a pretty average, struggling actress's life. She was living in this modest 2-story home.
But these days, in 2005, Eva traded in her tiara for #1 on the Maxim Hot 100 list and moved out of her split-level dump and into this $1.2 million Spanish-style abode in the Hollywood Hills.
Oh, it's so great.
And how about Marcia Cross? She owns the role of Icy Brie Vanderkamp.
Whenever anybody tells me they love Brie, I'm like, you do? I know.
Pre-Brie? Marcia's career highlight was a stint on the early 90s hit Melrose Place. And then...
After Melrose Place, Marcia Cross wasn't really working very much in Hollywood, so she went and got a master's degree in psychology.
But now she's a desperate housewife. And instead of taking home the $90,000 a year average salary of a clinical psychologist, Marcia's hitting red carpets wearing almost 3 times that in Chopard diamonds around her neck.
I'm having a great time. Very blessed.
Then there's Felicity Huffman. She plays the DH's resident everywoman, Lynette Scavo. Before that, she was on the critically acclaimed 1998 ABC sitcom Sports Night.
It's funny, it's touching, it takes TV to a whole new level.
And it was canceled after just 2 seasons. But since moving to Wisteria Lane, Felicity's raked in $250,000. Oh, and that was just her first season bonus.
I think it's fantastic.
And what about Nicolette Sheridan? She was the hottest thing on TV 15 years ago. But after her primetime soap Knots Landing ended in 1993, she was relegated to roles in TV movie fare like 1998's Dead Husbands, 2003's Deadly Betrayal, and most recently, Deadly Visions.
I'm looking for a job, so maybe you can help me out.
She was actually very close, though, to getting the role as Grace in Will and Grace, but Deborah Messing got it.
But now, who needs Grace when you've got Edie?
The season finale of Will and Grace had 8 million viewers, and the season finale of Desperate Housewives had 30 million. She definitely had the last laugh.
That's fabulous.
But the housewife laughing the hardest, it's Teri Hatcher. Before she became Susan Mayer, America's sultriest single mom, she was off to a superhuman start in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. But when the series was canceled in 1997, Teri was stricken with career kryptonite.
Most people expected Teri Hatcher to literally fly after Superman, but she just vanished.
But now that Teri's the breakout star of America's favorite show, she's been everywhere. Even gracing the cover of Time magazine and picking up awards like her 2005 Golden Globe.
A year ago, I was in my pajamas in bed watching this show, eating popcorn.
Now that she's Susan on Desperate Housewives, she is the girl everyone wants. She's the most famous.
I guess that's how life should really be.
We couldn't agree more. The Fountain of Youth. For centuries, man has sought this mythical spring whose waters are said to have miraculous age-reversing powers. Alexander the Great, he looked high and low in Eastern Asia. Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon, he was convinced it was in Florida. But these guys never found a drop. The Desperate Housewives, they found the Fountain of Youth on Wisteria Lane. And they're bathing in it.
All of the castmates except for Eva are over 40, and they all look amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're sexy too.
40 used to be the new 30 in Hollywood. They've kind of made 40 the new 25.
How do they do it? There are 3 simple steps in the Desperate Housewives' age-defying beauty regimen. Step 1, exotic and expensive facial treatments.
I need a better concealer.
Staying young and wrinkle-free for the Desperate Housewives isn't about over-the-counter wrinkle cream.
Hell no. Nicolette Sheridan visits LA's super chic Jim Wayne salon once a month to undergo one high-performance facial. Its active ingredient, hyaluronic acid. While this substance is found naturally in all humans, Nicolette's skin has to be superhuman. So she pays $200 to get even more massaged into her pores.
It's very important.
And Teri Hatcher, she subjects her 40-year-old skin to a dose of the youth serum called RMX, the secret bovine colostrum. The super nutrient milk secreted by cows to feed their calves in the days following birth. But for Teri, it's a creamy way to get youthful skin.
Teri's getting monthly shipments of postnatal cow milk that comes to her door on dry ice, and then she puts it on her face.
The cost for this dairy dermatology, $1,000 per month.
I always think of myself as a pretty ordinary consumer.
Step 2 in the Desperate Housewives' age-defying beauty regimen, hair. Yeah. And for that, look no further than Nicolette Sheridan. To keep her hair looking young, she goes to the master of the 20-something haircut, stylist supreme Frederick Fekkai. The same guy who shears the locks of Hollywood hotties like Paris, Nikki, Brittany, and Jessica.
Nicolette is ageless. When you're as beautiful as Nicolette, you don't put an age anymore.
I just can't get enough.
In March 2005, Nicolette needed a super fresh hairstyle for the Oscars, so she called on Frederick. And he's been her go-to scissor guy ever since.
Definitely